In this video, we're going to begin with the law of sines. Now, a few things to point out before we get into the lesson. So, angles in the triangle will be labeled with uppercase letters. So, this is angle A, this is angle B, and this is angle C. The sides of the triangle will be lowercase letters, and they'll be opposite the given angles. So, we can see side A right here is opposite angle A. Side B is opposite angle B. And side C is opposite angle C. Now the law of sines are just these three ratios which are always true within any triangle, and it doesn't have to be a right triangle, it can just be any triangle. So the sine of angle A, if we divide that by side A, that's going to equal the sine of angle B divided by side B. And that also equals the sine of angle C divided by side C. So we're going to use these ratios to solve for a triangle. And when I say solve, solve means find all angles and sides. So the triangle that we have below here, two of the angles we have already. We've got angle B. Angle B is 52 degrees. Angle C is 98. We also have side B. Side B is 9. So we're going to begin by getting probably the easiest thing, and that is we're going to find angle A. So let's start out and solve for angle A. That is going to equal 180, and then I'm going to subtract out 52 and subtract 98, and that gives us 30 for angle A. So let's just change the color so we can see that we just solved that. 30 degrees for angle A. That is solved. Now we need to start looking to solve for one of the sides, and to use law of sines, I'm going to keep referring to this idea of angle pair relationships. Okay, we need angle pair relationships, and at the moment the only one I have, I've got angle B and I have side B. Okay, so I'm going to use that. And we can choose to either go for side A or side C. It doesn't really matter. I'm just gonna go alphabetically at this point, and our goal is to find side A. So we're gonna find side A. Okay, so I've got angle A and side A. I don't have. But using the ratios that we're given, I can say the sine of angle A divided by A equals the sine of B over B. Now I don't have any choice. I have to use this one right here because this is the only angle pair relationship that I have. Okay, so all of this I can fill in. I have everything except for this value. So I'm going to list the sine of 30, that's angle A, over side A, which is what I want to find. That is going to equal the sine of B, it's 52, over side B, which is 9. Okay, so at this point, I just need to algebraically solve for A. So I'm going to begin by cross multiplying. It's going to get me... Actually, I'm going to go in this direction. We're going to have A times the sine of 52, and that's going to equal 9 sine of 30. So in my next step, I'm going to divide both sides by 52, and then I'll have this isolated for A. So A is going to equal 9 sine of 30 divided by the sine of 52. Okay. Now this here can be fully done in a calculator. So you may want to pause and see if you can get this in your calculator. And of course, I'm going to go ahead and fill it in. Now we're rounding to one decimal place, so A is 5.7. And we're now able to fill in one more part of this triangle, 5.7. Okay, so the one thing we don't have is C, and we're going to use the same methodology to go through and find side C. Let's get the color back here. Find side C. Okay. So, I like alphabetical, so I'm going to start off with sine of angle A over A, and that's going to equal the sine of angle C over C. So we've got all this information except for this part right here. So let's go and rewrite this. Angle A was 30, so I've got the sine of 30 over side A, which is 5.7. We just calculated that. And that equals the sine of angle C from the graph, that was 98. And then, of course, we don't know side C. So I'm going to cross multiply. I'm going to start with this, so it's on my left side. C times the sine of 30 is going to equal 5.7 times the sine of 98. And now in my next step, I'll divide by the sine of 30 on both sides. And again, you may want to pause and put this in your calculator. I'm going to round it to one decimal place, as we're supposed to do. So this is going to come out to 11.3. And we are officially finished. We have found all the sides and all the angles. We began with 2 angles on one side, and we have essentially calculated the last angle and the last 2 sides.